Yeah, true. What the kerfuffle?
What the
Um,
Sigma? Are we gonna start?
I just clicked the live, and without further ado, for the final time of us going live this season, hello everybody. My name is Ottercat, and welcome, or as some of y'all know me by as Connor, and welcome to the season 8 Fanta Cup Series Award Show. I will be your host here today, as we got quite a few awards to hand out to drivers here today. Drivers, teams. No, some have been going towards tracks, and some of them even going towards races and race finishes. Got a plethora of them on hand for today. Oh, jeez. All right. So that out of the way, let's kick it off. So we are not going to go through this in any particular order. You know what?
What's up?
Let's let's start off with the one. How about we start off with the one that we let the good old fans and audience decide on?
Mm. I'd say so too.
So,
And sorry.
so most popular driver, of course, one of the more well-known awards when it comes to the Fanta League, as is under the reputation of basically the driver getting the award. And with that, this is what she likes. And with that, I might as well give my speech here at the same time because thank y'all. The winner of the most popular driver award, once everybody knew they voted on both of that, is me, myself, and I. As y'all knew, this was my final season. So I was gonna put out the boots full. That was gonna put the steering wheel up for good only on a full time basis. I'm still going part time at Shell. But the career I left in like the top division is something to behold. It only took me 2 seasons to get my first championship. And of course, none of this is scripted. I didn't have a script. But I really just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank y'all for really one hell of a ride it's been these past few seasons. And it's really been something to behold these past few seasons. Knowing how much of a career I've left on the track. And it's probably going to be remembered for years to come. And we got somebody else saying they can't hear anyone.
That's probably oh
Squad's a bed.
yeah, whatever.
Just tell them to rejoin.
Yeah, just rejoin whatever.
But yeah, just wanted to give that little bit of a speech as. All right, let's go on to more awards, and we are going to kick off the rest of the awards with.
All right. We are going to.
I don't have the award.
Hold on. No. I got it. we're going to kick it off with
I th-
the Rookie of the Year award.
all right, I guess we're not going the way I wanted to. Well, I'm fine with
Could you?
Rookie of the Year going next. Of course, Rookie of the Year being awarded to the driver that has gone into their rookie season and has been going into their rookie season this season and has been the one that's been trying to perform very well. This season, we were stacked. Board, Biz, Ebenezer, Lynn, Loading, Hector Daniel, NASCAR Fanatic, Pavo, Nicky, Craig Cockris. We had 10 drivers in the rookie campaign this season, but in the end, it all came down to one. And that one became very familiar with how he is. It's how it goes here in the Cup Series. He was a chase driver this season, and I'd like to announce that the Season 8 Rookie of the Year award goes to Arden Motorsports' very own Pavo, driver of the number 81 Chevrolet. Pavo, we really didn't
Yeah,
expect Pavo to have that really good of a season, but look at where he's come along the way. 2 wins in his first season. Honestly, I can't wait to keep an eye on him for next season.
yeah. Pavo is. I just want to add on. Pavo is just even though he didn't have the points finish compared to Ebenezer, because really the Rookie of the Year, award came down to those two, Ebenezer and Pavo. Pavo might have not had the greater points finishing, but what he did have was a stats almost 100 more laps led. If I can pull the stats up right here, but yeah, it's really. Let's see here. Yeah, Pavo led 137 laps the entire season. Ebenezer only led 38, and Ebenezer finished off the season with no wins, 3 top 5s, 7 top 10s. Compared to Pavo, Pavo finished off with 2 wins, 5 top 5s, and 10 top 10s. And
Yeah, so really good season for Pavo. And I know it's heartbreaking for those at Truex Fan Racing, really wishing that Ebenezer would have won Rookie of the Year. But that's not to say, but just because they didn't win that one doesn't mean they haven't won any of them, which is why we go into our next award here, Consistent Driver of the Year. Pretty self-explanatory. Goes to the most consistent driver of the year.
yep, and it will go into.
And
Wait, hold on. Sorry.
Consistent driver of the year will be occupied by
One by
Truex Fan Racing, that being in the form of the driver of the number 27, who will be going on to race full time in 5-Hour Energy Racing in Season 9, Dudes Castro Neves. And
Yeah.
you take a look at it. You saw how he did last season, absolutely terrible. You see the turnaround he had this season, very consistent, very well performed, but he really wasn't able to make the chase, which sucked.
Yeah, and really, Castro Neves, it's not a very, it wasn't to this season. Well, season 8 wasn't very bright for him, but in terms of whether or not he was in the chase, whether he not because he didn't score any wins, he didn't score a lot of well he scored a lot of top 5s and top 10s. I might try to pull up his stats here, but even though he didn't make the chase, he was still basically the class of the best of the rest. And so really, even though he didn't make the chase, he's been pretty quiet around the whole around the season, but the stats speak for themselves, and I don't have the stats with me right now since I'm not. I'm currently
Pretty sure
not at.
last time you told us it was like what, 12 top tens?
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah, 12 top
Okay.
tens or something like that.
Yeah, I
And
don't
like,
remember the
I
top fives.
yeah, and I think it was like 7 top 5s, somewhere around that range where Pavo's were. But still, it was just it was really just still a consistent season, consistent postseason for Dukes Castroneves. Still, obviously didn't have the points advantage in the regular season, but still made up for it with all that consistency. And yeah, it just paid off for him in the end, and that's why he is the consistent driver of the year.
And as mentioned, that ain't the only award that Truex Fan Racing will win because they have they're also taking home Comeback Driver of the Year, which has been awarded to, drumroll please.
Uh, yeah, sorry, I don't type very fast.
I know, take your time.
And there we go.
The boss man himself, Truex Fan.
And Truex Fan was we thought was almost certainly down and out in the regular season. Got suspended for a race, um, and got, I think, yeah, in that suspension, he had last NASCAR fan driving for him, and um, obviously he had an abysmal rookie, not rookie season, an abysmal regular season, but really in the later part of the first half of the he had a visible first half of the regular season. The second half of the regular season, he turned on the Jets and just was consistent and just running top 5, running top 10, and all of that stuff. And it ended up getting him a chase spot. Now, even though he was one of the last seeds in the chase, nobody expected him to do anything really with it. But guess what? He proved everybody wrong. Won at Riverside, finished fourth in the point standings. Um, if he would have finished third, he at Homestead, he would have been third in points after that tiebreaker with Patrick Starr. Um, that came down to an average finish of the last 11 races. So all in all, you got to give it to Truex fan. Really, just an incredible comeback, and it was no question that he was comeback driver of the year.
Yep. And that would not be the final award that would be given to the Toyota camp as we move on to Underdog of the Year. This
Oh yeah.
this award is given to a driver that we really didn't have much expectation of, but managed to go through it all, give it his all, and was able to be there at the end. The winner of the Underdog of the Year award goes to X Factor Motorsports' very own Patrick Starr. Now, of course, Patrick Starr, it has been confirmed already that he will not be returning to X Factor. He's going to be going down to the Shell Series.
Yep, with my team in fact. Hee hee. But anyway, so going back to Patrick Starr's Cup season this season at least, he I don't think anybody expected X Factor. Well, I mean, I think we started to see a little bit of promise in Patrick Starr on the X Factor team in season 7 when he replaced Daniel Voiles, but really just nobody expected him to be this much of a championship threat in season 8, and really for that team X Factor, they have not seen anything like that as well. He got his second career win, X Factor's first ever cup win, and I think their first ever win in franchise history at Kansas in the chase. And so really Patrick Starr has turned that team around. It's such a shame that he's not going to be there next season, considering um he got booted out of the ride for Kyle, but you know, I feel like Patrick Starr is going to go on a tear in the Shell Series in season 5, and he's going to prove his worth in the Cup Series, and why he should be back in the Cup Series.
Yeah, so can't wait to see what the future holds for Patrick Starr. Of course, him going to a different team. Not not foreshadowing the next category we're going to because we're going to get to that later. Let's drift away here from the drivers and the teams for a minute. Let's talk about the races. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
we have had a we've had a good schedule of races this year, but you always got to have that one that has been better than the others. which is why this next award is Race of the Year, and it is given to Michigan.
Yep. And why we gave it to Michigan? Well, we'll let you know. If you didn't watch Michigan, Michigan included, tons of multi-groove action, and especially in a spot where you don't usually see multi-groove racing in turns 3 and 4. And we also saw, a balanced amount of wrecks and a balanced amount of long green flag runs. And really, that's just the thing that you want in a race. And also, like I said, adding on to that, the multi-groove racing that everybody wants, that just creates peak racing, especially in the Fanta Cup series. And so, Michigan, um, the winner of Michigan turned out to be Zach, who won Michigan last season. That would be and that would mark his second win at Michigan in a row.
But also,
And
it'd also be
and
his
on this,
third
sorry,
career win.
yep, it would be Zach's third career win, and that's why the officials decided to put Michigan in the chase next season. So I really think that Michigan is going to have a huge impact in the chase next season. It's going to create some great racing with the ICR car.
And from that we move on. Of course, we got the races, but what about the race finishes? Race race finishes also sometimes.
Those.
I accidentally disconnected myself. I didn't mean to.
Okay. Anyway, what were you saying?
Sometimes it's the race finishes that determine how good a race is, and it really showed out here. Pictures, pictures this. You really, because imagine a race finishing with a four wide photo finish, almost a photo finish, which is why that award is being given to probably one of the probably in a lot of our opinions one of the races best race finishes pretty much of all time in the Fantasy Cup Series. That being the finish of the second Daytona race, four wide, but mainly it was a photo finish between Thunder and Outlaw, two very experienced drivers in the Fanta Cup Series.
Yeah, four wides to the line. You don't get that at all in regular races. Honestly, it is a very rare sight to get four wide to the line. And obviously, I won that race, and obviously with controversial restart having it happen, but we forgot about that. That didn't happen. But anyway, so yeah, that finish really, it had everybody at the edge of their seat, including me behind the screen watching it. It was just unbelievable to watch. I'm not saying that because I won it, but four wide to the line at Daytona. When do you ever see that? When have you ever seen that happen? Other than what we saw back then at that race. I mean, it's just such a rare occurrence, and that is pretty much the peak finish at Daytona. I mean, hopefully we see something like that in the Fantona 500 for season 9, but you know, it is one of those very rare occasions to get a four wide finish at the line, and it's really great finish as well.
Yeah, and maybe things will happen again. Maybe it'll be a four-way finish with you know who winning. I think Mark.
Yeah, Marcus. I mean, I don't think Mark goes 3 in a row, but
Never say
it's
never.
definitely possible. Yeah, it's
Anyways,
yep.
we got two more awards left. Of course, when it comes to IRL and NASCAR, some view it as a team sport, and that is no different here in the Fanta Cup Series. what Jesus segues us into our next award, Team of the Year. Team of the Year, of course, awarded to the team that has really shown its all and has been there really throughout the entire season. This team got through it all. Two crown jewel wins. Three of its drivers made the chase. And that team was none other than Ole Miss Rebels Racing.
Yep, Ole Miss Rebels Racing. I mean, people would argue probably that Johnny Benson Racing should have the award, but like you mentioned, Ole Miss Rebels Racing, 3 wins. Well, yeah, three. Well, no, 4 wins actually on the season. 2 were crown jewels at the Brickyard 400 and what should we call it? What else? Well, the Fanta 600.
Fantasy 600.
So yeah, I mean the team is just it won two crown jewels this season, won 2 crown jewels last season, and it just in the regular season was dominant and almost, yeah, pretty much dominant, winning on the spot almost everywhere or having good runs with Mom, Sean, and me pretty much being the heavyweights at OMR, but you know it was a very thrilling season for us at Ole Miss Rebels Racing, but came short of a championship again. Kind of Chase didn't really go how he would have wanted it to, but still consistent enough to win Team of the Year, and that's all that matters. So driving for this team is truly changed my career. 5 wins ever since I've been to this organization. Moff, he's been on it from the very beginning, and Sean, this is his first full-time season back at Ole Miss Rebels Racing, and it definitely won't be his last. So yeah, just team of the year goes to Ole Miss Rebels Racing, and that moves us on to the final award, and they're not the least award. The last award, but pretty much not the least.
Yeah, last but not least, Driver of the Year, which we got to clarify is very different from most popular driver. While most popular driver is given its victory via voting from the fans, Driver of the Year is basically coming down to the officials and to seeing who has been really giving it their all this season. We've had many drivers that we have been keeping our eyes on, but it all came down to one. And this specific person right here would go on to make history. Driver of the Year goes to the first ever 2-time Fanta Cup Series champion, Jessica.
Yeah, Jessica, very deserved, and very deserved championship. Won in season 6, like you said. Won in season 8, made history, being the first ever multi-time champion. And she's had a very good season. I mean, went winless. I've honestly started to notice a weird connotation of Jessica going winless in a season and winning a championship, and that just shows how consistent. That it just shows that consistency can even without winning can carry you on to a championship, and that's exactly what happened to Jessica. And that's why she won Driver of the Year. Obviously, the first to make history, first multi-time champion as a female, and I don't think I don't think that record will ever be changed.
No. And that's gonna be it. All awards have been given. So congratulations to all who have won, and we hope to see you again next season to hand out pretty much the same awards. Again, congratulations to all of those who have been given them. And I guess that'll be it. I have
Yep.
been your host, Ottercat, aka Connor. We'll see you next time.